Hi folks, welcome back to another installment of Tanner Talks. I am Tanner Littrell here at Abe Equipment. Just want to say thank you. We had some really good response from our first video, and if you haven't already, go check that out, like and subscribe. We're going to be putting out some more of these videos. But today we're coming to you with a few more topics, frequently asked questions that I get here at Abe. The first one is going to be how to calculate theoretical yield from a mash that you make, or if you're doing an NGS infusion, something like that, how to figure out how much you're going to yield on the back end of the still. Number two is proof gallons, how to figure out your proof gallons and how you're going to apply that to your monthly TTB report. Right now, let's get into it and start checking things out. Our first topic is going to be how to calculate theoretical yield from a wash. To help illustrate this, we've came up with this fancy infographic. For this example, this image shows the full fill volume of the still kettle at 125 gallons. Let's say we now know our kettle volume is 125 gallons and our mash gravity is 10% ABV. In a perfect world, we can extract all that ethanol. That would give us around 12.5 gallons at 100% ABV. Unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world, and we're going to end up bringing over some water during our distillation process. In this example, I want to make whiskey. I want my distillate to average out at about 120 proof or 60% alcohol after the distillation runs over. This means that I'm bringing over an additional 40% water with the ethanol during the distillation run. To calculate the total yield, you can take the starting mash gravity ethanol content and add an additional 40% water to the overall volume. In this case, it would be an additional 5 gallons. For our example, we have 12.5 gallons. This is what we know we can yield based on the volume of our still kettle and the alcohol content in our starting wash. Multiply that by 1.4, that's where we're going to pick up the additional 40% of liquid water, equals 17.5 gallons at 60% alcohol is our total theoretical yield. To take this one step further, we can calculate in our heads and tails cuts. Generally, our heads cut is about 1.5% of our total theoretical yield, while our tails cut is generally 0.5% of our total theoretical yield. I use the term generally because I've seen folks go a little bit deeper into their heads cuts, a little bit deeper into their tails cuts. This is really where the artistry in the craft shines through based on your technique that you've applied to your fermentation or your process for operating the still. And that, my friends, is the basics to calculating theoretical yield. Our second topic we're going to be discussing is proof gallons. Definition, how to calculate it, and how it applies to your monthly TTB reporting for your distillery. The definition, a proof gallon is 1 liquid gallon of spirit that is 50% alcohol at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Distilled spirits bottled at 80 proof, 40% alcohol would be 0.8 proof gallons per gallon of liquid. At 125 proof, a gallon of liquid would be 1.25 proof gallons. To give you a visual and make this a little bit easier to digest, the scale on the screen shows proof and alcohol percentage. The top of the scale is going to be 0 to 100% alcohol, and the lower portion of the scale is going to be 0 to 200 proof. There's a little hash mark there at the 50% alcohol or the 100 proof mark. We're mainly just we're just talking about that proof portion of the scale. And I want to call out and make note of the decimal point for your calculations. So if your spirit is under 50% alcohol or under 100 proof, the decimal point goes before the proof gravity. If your spirit is over 50% alcohol or over 100 proof, the decimal point goes after the 1. In order to calculate your total proof gallons, you take the total volume of spirit you have on hand and multiply it by the product's proof gravity. If you have a tank with 100 gallons of product at 42% alcohol or 84 proof, your calculation goes 100 gallons times 0.84 equals 84 proof gallons. To take this for another example, if you have a spirit at 56% alcohol or 112 proof, your calculation is 100 gallons times 1.12 equals 112 gallons. Remember the decimal place. It's very important. So now that we know how to calculate our total proof gallonage we have on hand, we can then apply that to our monthly excise tax report. Our current federal excise tax in the United States is $2.70. We take our total volume of proof gallonage that we just calculated, multiply that by 270, and at the end of that calculation, that's what you owe Uncle Sam. Thank you again for watching another installment of Tanner Talks. I really do enjoy bringing this information out to you folks. If you have any questions or there's some information that you'd like to know more about, please leave a question or comment below. We will get back to you as soon as we can. And until next time, I am Tanner Littrell. See you later.